Welcome back to another Sunday walk video. It is dark. It's only 4:30, but it's pretty dark and gloomy and windy and cold. And unfortunately, I did not wear my jacket, but I will keep on trekking. There are a lot of things to talk about. A lot of big events happening this week. I gotta talk about them. Also, there's one very annoying thing I gotta talk about with leverage. So I gotta talk about that later today, or later in this video, I should say. A lot of you guys, I think, will be interested to hear about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Oh, also, by the way, notice Crypto Cruise video didn't do so well. I don't know if you guys were just out and about doing stuff on a Saturday, or you're just not interested in a super Outback, but I do like the Outback. I really do. It's a really nice car. Anyways, big things happening this week. I think you guys know. On Tuesday, we have big elections coming up. Obviously, we are going to get a new president. It's either going to be Trump or Kamala. And a lot of people think that if Trump wins, it's going to be very favorable for the economy and for crypto. Mostly because of his prior term, and also because of all the things he has said recently, really within the last, 6 months? All the policies and stuff that he has said he'll implement. So a lot of crypto people are really excited about that. For me, I'm reserving my opinions because I do think he kind of like jumped on the bandwagon, right? Obviously before, in his prior term, he said he did not like Bitcoin. He wanted nothing to do with it. He said that Bitcoin goes against the dollar. So all the new things that he's been saying, he even released his own coin and all this, about making Bitcoin reserve, strategic reserve, and everything else that he has said recently. I feel like it was a response to what RFK Jr. was saying, and also is to get like the money. It was in order to fundraise from the Bitcoiners and to get the Bitcoiners to get their approval. I like to see him actually put these things in action if he is elected, right? So even though I know a lot of crypto guys want him to be elected because they think he's going to be really good for crypto, let's see if he actually stands by his words, and if he gets elected, he's going to actually do these things, right? And a lot of people think that if the other side, Kamala, gets elected, it's going to be horrible for crypto. I'm not even so sure about that. Like, I haven't really heard her say like horrible things. I don't know if that's just like, I don't know. I just haven't heard anything. I haven't heard her say like good things about crypto. I haven't heard her say like, any policies relating to crypto that would be good. But on the other hand, I haven't heard say anything bad either, right? Just kind of like neutral. So I don't know if you interpret that as good or bad. But, you guys know overall, I've been saying during my streams, I think it's going to be good regardless. Like, you look at the last 3 cycles. The halving events happen to be on election year, the last 3 cycles. And every single time Bitcoin went up, didn't matter if it was red or blue, Bitcoin went up regardless. So, last time in 2020, guess what? Blue side won. Bitcoin still went up. The prior time before that, red side won. It still went up. Prior before that, I don't even remember, Blue Sky one. Like, so, you know, Bitcoin, I've always said, does not matter. Of course, I do think macro conditions and policies and all those things does affect Bitcoin. But because Bitcoin is global and Bitcoin is distributed and is decentralized, even though the US and Wall Street and all the money that we have here does affect Bitcoin, doesn't control it. That's the thing, right? So we'll see. But Tuesday, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. We're gonna have a new president, and we'll see how Wall Street takes it, right? I think obviously tomorrow, I don't know what Wall Street's going to interpret. I think a lot of it is baked in already. You know, like according to Poly Market, all the prediction markets, a lot of the analysts, everything already kind of baked in. All the gains that we have seen already baked in a Trump win. So I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know if anything's going to change on Monday and Tuesday, unless something drastic happens. You know. So yeah, all the prediction markets are already leaning one side already. So I don't really think anything is going to change. But who knows? Who knows? But I just know that Bitcoin is going to continue forward like it always has. And, you know, beforehand, in prior cycles, it was more like, it was almost like faith-based, you know? Like, prior cycles, you just kind of like went by faith because, yeah, even though you had some fundamentals to back it up, like you could see the network is getting stronger, addresses and holders, some of the stuff that I still talk about. But whether or not Bitcoin really went up, you really didn't know, right? Other than you could see like prior cycles right around October, November start going up, and sure enough, it did. But this time around, it's not just faith-based. Like, we actually have facts, right? I've been showing you guys like the ETFs and the whale addresses and the reserves go down. These are facts. You can't dispute these. This, like, fact number one. BlackRock has now accumulated over 430,000 Bitcoin in their ETF. Fastest growing ETF in history. Tens of billions of dollars in their ETF. And then that's just one entity, but fund, but you add all the others, that's a lot of Bitcoin being removed from circulation. And not just these funds, but obviously institutions are buying these funds. This is the first time in history where you actually have institutions buying Bitcoin or buying ETFs, and the ETFs are actually buying Bitcoin. So that's fact number one. You didn't have this in any previous cycle. And fact number two is, you look at the reserves, Bitcoin reserves on the exchanges. This is the first one in any cycle where the reserves are actually going down. All previous cycles before, you could actually see it, the reserves were going upwards. This is the only one where it's going down. And it's probably because of the ETFs. So these are facts. And we know that Bitcoin is scarce. We know there's a set supply. We know with every inflation cut, the halving event that happens every 4 years, these are reasons why Bitcoin keeps on getting more valuable. I mean, it's really that simple. So that's why every halving event, Bitcoin is much more valuable than it was the prior halving event. And that's why every top, Bitcoin is much more valuable. And every bottom, Bitcoin is much more valuable. The average price per Bitcoin is much higher every cycle. It's really that simple. So it's an easy concept to understand. So now we're not just going by faith anymore. It's backed by facts. So yeah. So yes, we have the elections. We'll see what happens. Right now, I think it's kind of baked in that Trump is going to win. Whether or not he follows through with all his bullish sentiment about Bitcoin and crypto, let's hope he follows through. And if he follows through and they're fantastic and he makes America the Bitcoin nation of the world, then that's fantastic. Then that's fantastic, right? Let's hope that happens. So that's number one. Number two, we have another FOMC meeting, and that's on Thursday. I don't expect anything big to come out of it other than another rate cut. But yeah, we'll take it. We had the very first one happen in September in a long time, in 4 years. It was a drastic 50 basis point one. This one is priced in 25 basis point. Will Powell do something drastic and do 50 basis point? Probably not. 25 basis point, yeah. He'll probably comment on something about the next one that's coming up in December. Probably do another one, right? So will the market react positively? Probably. Especially if he says something dovish like, yeah, we'll probably reassess, but based on the numbers, you know, it's likely we'll do another cut in December, bringing us to a full percentage point down for the year, and then we'll reassess in 2025. You know, if you see something like that, be really bullish. Really bullish. So we got two major events this week that could definitely drive Bitcoin much, much higher. I'm looking forward to it. Last week, I know, was a little disappointing. We didn't break into a new high. It was exciting. We almost did. Very, very close, but we didn't. Had a lot of volatility and came down. But you know what? We're just a few thousand points away. Bitcoin is sitting right around 70,000. This is not time to be bearish. Although the alts are getting decimated, I know that. I think a lot of people are capitulating on alts. A lot of people are switching alts into Bitcoin right now. It's got me thinking about it too. I'm like, man, I just keep checking my portfolio. The alts are just getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Bitcoin just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. There are times where I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing with the alts? But this is why I remind you guys, you gotta have a good amount of Bitcoin in your portfolio, at least 50%. If you don't, you're gonna be hurting. Even at 50%, like right now, Bitcoin dominance continues to go up. I don't know where it's going to head. In prior cycles, Bitcoin dominance topped out at like 76 to 80%. We're still around 60%. I didn't think Bitcoin dominance could get back up there, but if it does, it's gonna hurt. If Bitcoin dominance gets back to like 75%, another 15% from our current level, doesn't mean that the alts will get will drop more, but that just means Bitcoin's price will go a lot higher before alts really start moving. And that could happen if Bitcoin hits like 100,000 by the end of this year and the alts still continue to hold at its current level. That would correlate to what I just said. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. The only other thing I said I was very annoyed by and irritated by with leverage is, man, all the volatility we've been seeing, like yesterday, all of a sudden we just dropped down to 67K. Man, it's all done to drive the longs out. All the things we've been seeing this past year, this past week, and basically this entire 6 months, all the up and downs and stuff, has to be the exchanges or market makers just to get rid of leverage. Man, I got wrecked yesterday on a lot of my longs. I'm just about done. I know I've said that before, and I'm a degen, and I just keep a lot of these open. Even on my smaller, like 5Xs, they got wrecked too. Even, especially the alts, because how they've been getting weaker. All these like drops for Bitcoin, they're nothing, like just a few percentage, but like with the alts, they're still going down 6-7%. And even with the smaller leverage, like 5%, 5x or 7x or whatever, they're getting wrecked left and right. Man, so irritating. I gotta change my strategy, or maybe I'm just gonna stop altogether. But man, be careful. Those of you guys that are playing with leverage, reevaluate or just stop playing. I know I got wrecked yesterday. I know a lot of you guys probably did too. It's just like so annoying. These exchanges or market makers or whoever, whales, that are just like causing these like quick up and downs. And we see it too on the liquidation heat maps. We love it when the shorts get wrecked, but us longs are getting wrecked just as much too, and it's just so damn aggravating, right? Man, be careful out there, guys. This is gonna be a big week, so get ready. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's getting dark. I'm gonna head home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.